Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It is Girl MF Michael Fledger alongside Anthony Florio, Michael Bullock, and Dee Dee Woodson. The gang's all here. And guys, here we go tonight. We got a recap of Smackdown Live, the go home show to the Survivor Series, and tonight we will indeed be doing a special preview of the Survivor Series that goes down this Sunday night. So, we started it off with the Street Profits, and well, it was interrupted by the New Day coming from Monday Night Raw. So the gang was all together. Biggie, Kofi, and Xavier all together, interrupted by Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, Robert Roode, and Dolph Ziggler, and it was a 2-for-1 deal. It basically led to the first fight of the night, which was the New Day and the Street Profits versus Corbin, Ziggler, Roode, and Zayn. The winners of the bout in 12 minutes and 10 seconds was the New Day and the Street Profits. Now, alright, the promo segment was a complete and utter mess. It was all over the place. There was so much going on that everything just was convoluted. Because you had Street Profits and New Day, and they're supposed to fight each other on Sunday night. The Profits representing SmackDown, Raw got the New Day, well, Kofi and Xavier, because Big E represents SmackDown Live. But you had that dynamic going. Then you had Robert Roode, Dolph Ziggler, then you had Ziggler, Roode, and Corbin. And, alright, Roode and Ziggler has no business being in this. They're not even involved at Survivor Series as of right now. They're going to be a part of the Battle Royale, the pre-show Battle Royale, that's going to happen before the show. Corbin's on Team SmackDown, and Sami Zayn is the Intercontinental Champion, and he's supposed to be fighting Bobby Lashley on Sunday night. So this is all over the place. Now, the match itself was good. I'll give it maybe 3 stars, just to be fair, because it had over 12 minutes. That was fine. That was good. The outcome was never in doubt, but this was all over the place. Anthony Florio, it's all yours.
Did I hear that correctly, MF? There's going to be a pre-show battle royale? Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what I've heard, and that's what...
I heard it too.
That's what I've heard.
I see dirt sheets. The dirt sheets have confirmed it. So we got our best of 7, baby. We got our best of 7. Let's go.
Best of 7.
I was hoping for it. I knew they were going to do it.
Yep.
But we'll get into that in just a moment. But yes. I'll tell you, MF. As far as what we saw here, sum it up in one segment match. You know, the whole kit and caboodle here. The backstage exchange between Big E and the Street Profits was funny and fed right into the first segment in the ring with the rest of the New Day. Dolph Ziggler and Sami Zayn are both great on the mic and added to what was already going on to make this an entertaining way to kick off the show. Even King Corbin contributed, but Bobby Roode barely said 2 words, if anything at all. The action in the 8-man match was good, but predictable. This kind of match almost always follows the same pattern. It allows for everyone to get some time in the ring, but it leads to a lot of confusion over who is legal sometimes. Hence, you know, I always ask you on commentary, MF, like Jesse Ventura always used to ask Gorilla, hey, MF, who's the legal man?
And then I try my best to tell you who the legal men are, but in this fight tonight, I couldn't even help you on that one.
Yeah, wait till the two traditional Survivor Series matches Sunday night. We're probably gonna have a lot more fun with that. But long story short, this took up a surprising amount of time, considering how many other things this week's SmackDown needed to accomplish. So I'll give the match about 3.25 for the effort. So So really nothing more to say. I mean, Phenom, Michael Bullock. I mean, yeah, we coming off another one of our legendary Smackdown chats, by the way. Yeah, Bullock, we definitely had a lot of fun with this match. A lot happened here to start the first probably 30 minutes or so of the show.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Street Profits and Big E. Let's just say they had a little fun. Well, basically, they were paying tribute to the Undertaker, and you could also say the same for the New Day. Well, I should say basically, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. They were all showing their respect for the Undertaker, and then you had to kill it by having Mr. Lame Duck Man. I mean, Floria, what was it that Sami Zayn said about the Undertaker?
Oh yes, Bullock and I, we always try to make out what the superstars are saying during promos, and I told this to Bullock, and you're not going to like what Bullock is. You're not going to like Michael Bullock when he's angry, because he's about to get angry when I say, now this is through Sami Zayn, this is not me. Sami Zayn said, and I quote, I'm going to see if I can remember this correctly from our chat earlier. He said that what they're doing this Sunday for his final farewell with, him riding off into the sunset, he called it the coward's way out. When Bullock hurt, and when I said that to Bullock,
really?
What did you say, Bullock? Tell him.
I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, Sami Zayn.
Whoa, hey, wait a minute. No F-bombs. No F-bombs. Hold on, no. Bullock. I can't. No, I gotta stop you, Holmes. No F-bombs. You can use different language, but you can't use that.
I'm sorry, Fleck.
Please.
Sorry, Fleck.
I do not want to get demonetized tonight.
Well, let me correct myself. I mean, I was like, you gotta be effing kidding me. Does that sound much better, Fletch?
Much better, but you might have to get the checkered apron from Dee for your mouth, sir.
Or here's another thing, Fletch. Maybe get my mouth washed with soap. If that's another way, if you want to say it.
Either that, or I'll RKO your butt for that.
I'll take an RKO from you.
My son Michael, when he cussed, he grabbed himself a bar of lava and washed his own mouth out with it.
You could do that too. That definitely would help.
Well, Fletch, I think I'll take an RKO from you anytime. So, yes, especially after that. So, yeah, I was not happy about what Sami Zayn said there. So, and then you had all this other stuff here. Yeah, it was freaking crazy. As far as the match goes, I'll give it about 3.25. I mean, it was a good match, definitely. So there's really nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, please take this before it gets out of hand, because I think a trip to the woodshed for me is in order.
Okay. Yeah. No, I wasn't real crazy about what he said either. Because, in my opinion, look who's talking. Lame Duck Man runs from just about every fight going on, including this one. I mean, they didn't even tag him in till the very end because he kept trying to get away from the tags. So, he's a hypocrite. Look who's talking, saying that Taker's taking the chicken way out. Yeah, he's here saying that Taker's taking the chicken way out when he's taking the chicken way out himself. I mean, and I guarantee you he's going to pull the same stunts when he faces Lashley. He's not going to want to tackle Lashley. He's, Lashley's bigger guy than him, but, we'll get to that later. This backstage segment, awesome. In-ring segment, a little chaotic. The match itself, very well done, but yes, chaotic. Yes, storyline progression. Yes, pay-per-view progression, but still, like Fletch said, there was no point in having Rude and Ziggler out there other than unless you're trying to promote the pre-show match. So yeah, good match, just crazy. So I'll agree with the rating, and it's yours, Fletch.
All right, and then we had some big announcements made by the one and only Adam Pearce for Team SmackDown's men's Survivor Series team. The final member was revealed. It's Otis! Otis representing SmackDown, and that's a huge get. Nice build for him. He gets an opportunity. He gets to represent SmackDown, and that's a pretty decent team. But there was one other bomb that was on the way, and Florio will not like this one. The women's SmackDown team, one match, and that's going to come later in the night, was going to be Natalya versus Tamina. Natalya demanded that she needed to be the final member on the team. Adam Pearce is like, all right, well, I'll do this. If you beat Tamina, you're in. If she wins, she's in. But here's member number 4 of Team SmackDown. It is Bayley, the franchise, the role model, the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion in the history of the company, now becomes the 14th member. The Riot Squad, Bianca Belair and Bayley. Oh my God, what a core 4. And you know what? I'm going to say it. As much as I may hate Bayley, and I do, I'm not a big fan of hers, she is perfect for this squad. She is without a doubt the most quintessential person on this squad and one of the most deserving members of Team SmackDown for the Survivor Series. Out of all the women, she deserves to be in this. So I am ecstatic with this news. Anthony Florio, I think Raw is now dead in the water, at least when it comes to the women's match.
And especially with the united front that the SmackDown women put together later on. But, oh yeah, our team's a mess. There's no question about it. I mean, yes, we have Nia and Shayna. That's great. But everybody else, I mean, oh, gosh. Lacey Evans is, she is halfway decent. And then you got Peyton and Lana, the weak links. So I really don't know. And as far as your team goes, MF, I mean, Bianca Belair, a rising star in the making. The Riot Squad, they've improved leaps and bounds this year, especially Liv Morgan. I should know from when she was on Raw. And now you got Bayley. Bayley alone puts it over the top for you guys. And then the result in a moment. But yeah. So I'll tell you, MF. I mean, that's it definitely is tilting the scales for Team SmackDown to win. So, but we'll get into that in a moment. But yes, once I heard that Adam Pearce named Bayley to the team, I'm like, oh Lord, we're in trouble. We're in big trouble. I mean, losing Mandy and Dana were bad enough, but now you replace them with weak links. Well, Peyton Royce is a weak link. Lacey's decent, like I said, and then on top of that, all the infighting with the big, massive egos looking at you, Nia Jax, and that's really it. So, MF, this is tailor made for SmackDown here. If SmackDown doesn't win this match, I will be the most surprised guy in the world, hands down. Great pick, man. Are we talking about the other match there, or just?
No. We'll get into that in just a minute. We're just talking about the announcement first.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I've had my say. Great pick for SmackDown, and MF Bayley alone puts you boys over the top, no doubt.
Now, Michael Bullock, I know your hatred for Bayley. I know you're not the biggest fan, but you have to admit this is a major get for SmackDown, especially going to Survivor Series.
Yeah, you said it, Fletch. I mean, I don't like Bailey. I've made it perfectly clear. But yeah, this was a really good addition for the SmackDown Women's team, and like you said, I think putting having Bailey in there put SmackDown over the top, no doubt about it. Yeah, because Monday Night Raw's women's team is an absolute mess, especially the massive ego of Nia Jax, who for some reason can't stop putting Lana through an announce table, and then hurting Mandy Rose, basically putting her out of the Survivor Series, which is the reason for Lacey Evans and Royce being on this. So, yeah, having Bailey on there alone puts SmackDown over the top, and I'm already calling it. I mean, I know we're going to talk about it on the preview of Survivor Series, but I'm already calling it. Team SmackDown is winning the women's 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series elimination match. So, Dee Dee, I know you're in the same route as well.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's not figure this out. We'll stop the interception. Stop.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Bailey's either, but really, honestly, I'm not entirely surprised that they put her on the team because, she lost to Banks, and that was the most logical next step to do with Bailey after coming out of that big uh, feud that they had going on with her and Banks. Stick her onto the SmackDown team and, give them their heavy ammunition and I guess a strong leader because I think they called her the captain of the team, and it didn't seem like anybody has a problem with that. So, yeah, it looks very well for SmackDown. The only thing I can think of that would even give Raw a chance would be them knocking Lana out at the beginning of the show, Nia knocking her out with the table or something, and then her laying low until like the last minute and then coming in and picking up a win would be the only way I can see anything coming positive out of uh, the Raw team right now. So, yeah, not much more I'm going to add. Cheers, Fletch.
All right, and with that said, Anthony alluded to it. This is why, because I'm going to call cutout here, because it was a very short match. It was Natalya versus Tamina. Natalya wins the match. She is the 15 member for SmackDown, so the team is complete. Bianca Belair, Natalya, Bayley, and the Riot Squad is the SmackDown representatives going up against Monday Night Raw's crew at Survivor Series on Sunday. A veteran voice, a veteran leadership, another big name for SmackDown. I gotta say it, as a collection, as a group, united, this is without a doubt a great 5 that they got going in. So I can't be any happier with SmackDown squad. Yeah, congratulations. And then we had our segment to start off the second hour. Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre, their contract signing for the match, and this was really good. Michael Bullock, I believe it goes to you to leave off. So Bullock, Roman Reigns, and Drew McIntyre, the battle of the world champions. And boy, this promo and the contract signing, boy, this turned out pretty damn good.
Oh yeah, this is definitely to me the segment of the night. I mean, the back and forth between Drew and Roman. Roman basically calling Raw's WWE champion the secondary champion, and Drew had some shots at him as well, and and we all know about the history with these two because they had a rivalry back last year when Roman was the babyface and Drew was the heel. This time around, it's the complete opposite. So yeah, I mean this was a good segment. I enjoyed it. I cannot wait for this match to go down to see who the best is. And I'll be quite honest with you guys. This is a toss up for me. I mean, this could be anybody's for the taking. I mean, you like what you see from Roman Reigns, especially as a heel right now, but you also like what you're seeing from Raw's frontline soldier in Drew McIntyre. So this is one I'm just basically going to sit back and enjoy come Sunday night. So there's nothing more to say. Dee Dee Woodson, it is yours.
Yeah, this was a good segment. Basically, from what I'm seeing, there's a lot more ammunition coming in behind Drew than there is Roman because if you've noticed, Roman's kind of laid low the last few weeks. And Drew has been out there just taking it, one match at a time until now that he's got the title back and he's right there ready and able and, everything to face Roman for this. And, he's not backing down. He's not going to run and hide like some of the other people would do. So yeah, I mean, this was a great segment, great way to build up this match. So nothing else I'm going to add. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, no, this was really good. This was really solid. It was power. Like you guys said, this is Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre, and McIntyre is the one that everybody wants to see win it because of the fact that, ever since he won the WWE title, that was the moment where everybody was like, oh my goodness, we're about to get a war. This is about to go down, and this is going to be one hell of a fight. Well, now, all of a sudden, here we are. You can say this was a major play, and now here they are. Oh boy, does it get interesting now. So, let's see how it plays out. This is going to be one hell of a fight. I know that much for sure. Yeah. Anthony Florio, like we said, after what happened on Monday night, we were like, oh my goodness. Well, we saw the explosion. Man, this is gonna be a fight on Sunday night. Like Mike Bullock said, and I think it needs to be reiterated. This is an absolute toss-up. This is a pick-me fight more than anything else.
Be a man fight, MF. Hoss fight. That's what this is going to be. And I think out of all the matches on the Survivor Series card, even though you know me and my love for the traditional Survivor Series elimination matches and whatnot, aside from those, I think this match right here, MF, I think this is the match that's going to determine it. I mean, I think it's going to – I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down to this match to determine who ends up getting the bragging rights at the end. I would not be surprised at all. But we'll see. But all I know is, to me, I got to say this was the segment of the night. I mean, when Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre had their feud on Monday Night Raw last year, they never quite clicked for some reason. This segment, however, proved they had it in them, but needed to switch roles as heel and babyface for it to work. The tension was palpable as they traded insults and fake advice. Reigns has found his calling as a cocky champion, and McIntyre is the perfect foil for him. Calling his opponent a secondary champion was a nice touch by the tribal chief. This segment sold this match that has had only one other segment before this week's show. Unbelievable. I mean, this was absolutely amazing. And they didn't use the traditional microphones. They used like headset microphones or something. So not what we're used to. But that was it. That was also a nice added touch as well. But MF, as I give it back to you, all I can say is when it comes to this, I think this is the match that you and I are going to have the most vested interest in, because these are our frontline soldiers right here. and it would be like you and me going at it here. You as the cocky, arrogant, entitled champion, and me as the blue collar, the voice of the people, the people's champion. That's really all there is to say on this. And you know me, that this is how I am in my everyday life. I mean, to be an encouragement, to be an inspiration to people, and that's exactly what I want to be. That ridiculously over babyface that has the respect of his peers and everybody else. Whereas Roman is the other way. And MF, I mean, we've had a lot of fun with role playing over the years. You are such a damn good heel. And Roman is doing right now, I think, and if you added to that, I mean, perfect role for you. I mean, better than Randy Orton, better than when you were Evolution Triple H. I mean, this would be the best work right here. That champion that's just like,
manipulative. He knows how to pull the strings. He's like a puppet master. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I exactly know what you're talking about.
Perfect role for you. Perfect role for you, because you can be a sinister heel. You are a damn good sinister heel. Like I said, whether it was as Evolution Triple H or even as Randy Orton, it didn't matter. Big D. That was your role name there, your alter ego.
I actually am a part of a little wrestling league that I do. Well, we just started a new league, and I was a pretty, and even my friends were saying I was a pretty dastardly heel. I had a nice little storyline with a good friend of mine. Well, I'll talk about it behind the scenes, but yeah, certainly. I was the heel. Certainly. I was the heel. He was the face, and yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah. I'm sure he was the same baby face that I aspired to be.
Yeah, well, he was more of a quiet tempered type of a baby face, where I was kind of the over the top heel. So I'll like I said,
yeah, but I'm the over the top baby face that wants to rally the people and encourage and inspire and uplift the nation, especially nowadays. So so yeah, that's exactly what Drew and Roman are doing. So that's all I can say on that. So hands down, the segment of the night in MF, other than the traditional Survivor Series matches, well, the whole card is great. But with me, you know how much I love the traditional Survivor matches. You know that, and we all do. But I think when all is said and done, don't be surprised, MF. Not only is this going to be the most vested interest match for us, me with Raw and you with SmackDown, but don't be surprised, MF. As I give it back to you, don't be surprised if the score is 3-3, and this is the match that decides it.
Oh man! At that point, the nerves are going to really hit for Florio and myself, because we're both going to be on the edge of our seat, rooting for each of our guys to win that match, win Survivor Series. That's going to be a great main event. All right. So next up on the show, we was Murphy one-on-one with Seth Rollins. And Murphy wins the match in 11 minutes and 26 seconds. Dee Woodson, it's yours. Last week we had Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins finish their rivalry. And it seems like this might be the end of Murphy versus Rollins, but damn good match in back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, they were. And from what I understand, they're trying to wrap up as much for Seth as possible, because I believe Survivor Series is supposed to be his last match. Whether, that's entirely true or not, I'm going off of dirt sheets. But I believe that that's supposed to be his last match, because he's supposed to be taking time off for the birth of his child that Becky's carrying. But yeah, I mean, the match I thought was, was a fairly decent match. I'm going to give it about 2.5 stars. Definitely, it seemed like they were putting, the exclamation point on on this match, just like they did with Mysterio's. They're trying, like I said, they're trying to wrap up as much as they can, and it seems like this was the wrap up for this, and it made Murphy actually look pretty darn good going out there and beating Seth the way he did. So even with Ray and them out there, he did a pretty clean win on his own, and hats off to Murphy on that. So not much more I'm going to add. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, good win for Murphy, no doubt about it. Definitely needed the momentum shift, and it actually is now very telling. Seth has lost back-to-back matches, but he still got the Survivor Series match to represent Team SmackDown. We're gonna see how that plays out, but that could be one heck of an outcome if it does. But we'll wait and see. And as far as the rest of it goes, yeah, solid to good in my mind. So nothing more to say. Anthony Florio, I could say this is about maybe 3 star. This was like 2.5 to 3, so it's all yours.
What was the time of the fall? I couldn't hear it over Dee Dee's background.
Yeah, I know. I got 11 minutes. 11 minutes and 26 seconds.
Okay. I got to say this was the second best fight of the night here. I got to give this about 3.5 stars for the effort. I mean, this was a good match with a surprisingly clean outcome. Murphy beating Rollins clean would have been better on a pay-per-view, but seeing it happen at all was still great. These are two of the best workers on Friday Night SmackDown, and they lived up to that reputation with a high-energy bout. The Mysterio family being there made sense, but it would have been nice if Murphy got this win all on his own. Rollins will be taking time off when his and Becky Lynch's child is born. So this could have been WWE's way of writing him off of television for that said time. And it's very likely that his last show for a while will be the Survivor Series when he leads Team SmackDown in the battle against Team Raw in that men's traditional Survivor Series elimination match. So, yeah, second best fight of the night for me. Solid 3.5 stars for me because of the effort and the body of work. So, nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, I guess you could say the Mysterios proved to be Aaliyah and Dominic and Ray proved to be a good luck charm for Murphy. What a win for Murphy. And you heard Michael Cole say it. Biggest win of Murphy's career. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. And him having the Aaliyah, Ray, and Dominic at ringside, I mean, for support, definitely helps him out here. And yeah, definitely a big win for him. And obviously for Rollins, I mean, like you said, I think his last match is obviously going to be at Survivor Series before he takes time off to be with his girl Becky Lynch, especially when their first child comes. So this was probably a way of writing him off WWE TV. So yeah, so there's really nothing more that really needs to be said. Fletch, it is yours.
All right, and then we had a promo segment that was with Sasha Banks and Asuka, the women that will be battling it out in the Battle of the Women's Champions. But it got interrupted by Carmella, and she jumped Sasha Banks. She beat her down, left her in a heap. Asuka didn't even lift a finger. She didn't even get involved. She let Sasha get basically destroyed here tonight.
And rightfully so. Because, hey, this is Raw versus SmackDown, isn't it?
True. All right. I see your point. I see your point. I mean, I was about to jump on you, Florio, but I guess I could see your point. But don't you think that that's a little bit cheap?
It is.
Honestly, I mean,
I'm surprised he didn't break out the word devious.
Well, I could have.
Gorilla.
Well,
so I mean, obviously it was devious, and but I just want to give a quick thought, if I may, on that.
Sure.
Asuka, oh my goodness, Michael Bullock and I were absolutely laughing our you-know-whats off when Asuka quoted the Road Dogg with the New Age Outlaws intro. She actually did that. Oh my goodness! And then she even went and she even did a John Cena. You can't see me. That is why Asuka is the most entertaining female wrestler in WWE today, hands down. And she's on Monday Night Raw, and that makes it even more encouraging for me. But as far as the point I was trying to make was, in all seriousness, though, fine segment, but Asuka not coming to Sasha's aid. I mean, obviously she wanted Sasha softened up, because if you soften up the boss, it makes for an easier outcome. But then again, booking 101, because of this, I think booking 101 might rear its ugly head here. So we'll get into that in a minute. But it was just me having some Raw versus SmackDown fun. So oh yeah, if you thought that was good, I'm just getting started tonight.
All right. And that led to the main event of the evening, which was Daniel Bryan going one-on-one with Jey Uso. Daniel Bryan wins the match 13-36. All right. You could make an argument for fight of the night. This was a very good main event. Very good match. I'm actually surprised Bryan goes over, though. I think this was a big shocker. Unfortunately, Daniel Bryan will not be a part of Survivor Series. He's not in the match. This actually is very interesting because it makes me wonder what they're going to do with Daniel Bryan after Survivor Series. Now, rumors are swirling. Maybe Daniel could be the next challenger for Roman Reigns and the Universal title. I mean, that was one rumor I heard. So let's see how it plays out. I'm going to easily give this 3.5 to 3 3/4. You could maybe make an argument for 4, but I think 4 might be a little stretch. But 3.5 to 3 3/4, I'll give that any day of the week. This was a damn good main event. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
Agreed. This was the fight of the night, MF. I mean, 3.5 to 3 3/4. You nailed the rating. That's exactly what I was going to give it before you gave your rating. Just like their first encounter, Daniel Bryan and Jey Uso put on a great show. Their aggression was much higher this time around, which led to a very physical exchange of strikes. The attitude change Uso has gone through has been almost as significant as the one Roman Reigns has undergone. He is convincing in his delivery and has adjusted his style to work as a heel. Daniel Bryan is still one of the best underdogs in the business because he is also one of the toughest. That's exactly how my character would be. He may be smaller than a lot of guys, but he always looks realistic when he stomps somebody's face into the mat. This was not related to Survivor Series, but it was still a fun way to close the go-home show. And after what MF just mentioned, Daniel Bryan being Roman Reigns' next Universal title feud, sign me up. I'm all for it. I would love to see that. TLC, perhaps? TLC? A month from now? December 20th? Oh, by the way, Survivor Series Sunday night will be the last pay-per-view to be held inside the Amway Center version of the Thunderdome. Because in 3 weeks, on Friday Night Smackdown, December 11th, Thunderdome's moving to Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida, home of your American League champion Tampa Bay Rays. And oh my goodness, I'm already getting goosies thinking about what that setup's going to be like inside that venue. Oh my gosh, that's going to be something.
And it's going to go all the way up until right about the point of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So what the plan that they're going to do is that from December up until April, right before Mania, all the shows are gonna be held at Tropicana Field, including the 2021 Royal Rumble. Nice. Initially was gonna be at Safeco Field, now moved to Tropicana Field, and WrestleMania, as of now, has been moved from SoFi Stadium to Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay. So Tampa will get WrestleMania this year. Good. SoFi, You get it next year.
And everything should be fine and hopefully this nightmare will be over long by then.
And then, yeah, actually, what they're saying is the night after WrestleMania, they're gonna be at the Tampa Bay Lightning Arena,
Amalie Arena,
and then after that, they said they're gonna start going and touring across the United States again. That's the game plan.
Yeah.
That's the plan that WWE has as of now. They're
praying for
hoping after WrestleMania, doing the WrestleMania weekend in Tampa, and then after that, going out to a city near you. Obviously, there's going to be COVID protocols and whatnot, but they are after Mania. That's the game plan that they want to do. They're going to want to start going out to all the cities, all the states. So all you fans out there who's had your tickets, who's been holding on to them for dear life, especially for us fans in Providence, the ones who bought tickets originally for the Monday Night Raw, then bought tickets for the Smackdown, hold those tickets, because if WWE does come to Providence, you're allowed to use those tickets free of charge. They're on the house.
Nice. So yeah, we'll definitely keep that in prayer, no doubt about that, and hopefully we'll get to go. Hopefully myself, MF, and Bullock can finally get together, and
either that or Boston. We could do either or.
Oh sure. I mean, I've never been to TD Garden. That would be
beautiful arena.
I know. I mean, I'm seeing it on TV, whether it was for professional wrestling, or the Bruins, or the Celtics, or the NCAA tournament whenever it was there. I mean, incredible, and it would be a bucket list moment for me if I were ever to walk in the hallowed halls of the TD Garden. I mean, that would be awesome for me. I know MF and Bullock have been there, but I haven't, and it would be something. But we'll wait and see. You know, we'll hope and pray that soon enough this nightmare ends and we can finally have that normalcy that we've been clamoring for the longest time. So keep it in prayer, folks. That's all I can say. Keep it in prayer, and we'll be fine. So, but the point I was trying to make was, could you imagine if it is Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns, MF, like you mentioned, TLC, Tropicana Field, those two? Oh my God, that would be freaking awesome. I would love to see it. So that would be a shut up and take my money moment, like MF would say. So we'll see. So, but for right now, fight of the night here, 3.5 to 3 3/4 of a star. And Michael Bullock, the Yes Man is back. New haircut, new little mini pompadour that you and I like to have fun with especially with Danilo and Fibio. So so Michael Bullock, your thoughts? Fight of the night, 3.5 to 3 3/4, and the Yes Man is back. What a win!
Yeah, what a win for the Yes Man. I agree, 3.5 to 3 3/4 of a star for this match. So yeah, there's really nothing more to add to it. So Dee Woodson, it is yours.
Yeah, I can agree with the rating. It was a very well done match, and awesome main event. Definitely fight of the night. So it's yours, Fletch.
Florio, you lead off on the overall review for SmackDown Live.
Oh man, not the best, but not the worst either. We definitely got some major, some newsworthy moments, such as Otis being added to the men's Survivor Series team, and to close that out, and then Bayley getting added, and then Natalya qualifying, and McIntyre and Roman. That was a fantastic segment. You had two very good You had two quality matches with Daniel Bryan, Jey Uso, and Seth Rollins and Murphy. Everything else was, and he also had a solid 8-man to start things off too. So I would probably give this around. Based on what I saw, we only had one bad match here, and some things could have been better. So I could probably give this about maybe 6.5 to 7. I think that might be the best rating I could give this. But definitely some good Survivor Series hype, no doubt about that. So yeah, nothing really more to say. So 6.5 to 7, I think that might be the right rating. So if I went too high or too low, whatever. So, Michael Bullock, your thoughts on this go home to Survivor Series edition of Friday Night SmackDown tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to give this about 6.5 to 7 as well. I mean, could it have been better? Absolutely, but yeah, I mean, you had some good matches, some matches that I thought that could have been better, and one bad match. The hype for Survivor Series was with some of the final pieces being added to the men's and women's Survivor Series team, and of course that match with Roman and Drew McIntyre. So yeah, so there's really nothing more for me to say. So DD Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, it was definitely about a 6-star match. It or show. It was very newsworthy. We definitely had um, a lot of the completions of the 2 Survivor Series teams for Smackdown that happened tonight. Some of the matches, they were a little odd. Didn't really uh, didn't really seem like they meant a lot to the pay-per-view, but at the same time, it seems like they were trying to throw in, like with the 8-man, they were trying to throw in, Sami Zayn in somewhere to hype his match. Then you had, the men's Survivor Series team, part of them in there to hype that match. The 2 tag team champions to hype that match. So, I mean, it's like they're trying to combine some matches to hype them up in certain matches. So, yeah, I mean, it was a good show, very newsworthy. Some of it storyline driven. So, a great go home show. Definitely, definitely good to hype, especially the match with Roman and McIntyre. That really hyped up really well tonight. So, yeah, and more than likely, I do agree with Fletcher. I think it's going to be Daniel Bryan that's going to be the next challenger for Roman Reigns. So, not much more I'm going to add. It's yours, Fletch.
And now it is time for the preview of the Survivor Series. It only comes once a year, guys, but it has become one of the biggest events in the WWE calendar, considered the 4th of the Big Four. It was back in the day, it was known as the Thanksgiving night and then Thanksgiving Eve tradition, but it's always been right before Thanksgiving week, which we are about to get into. It's a Thanksgiving week tradition, and ladies and gentlemen, it's also a big event because of the fact that this year it is the 30-year anniversary of The Undertaker, and this was the event where he made his debut back at 1990 in Hartford, Connecticut, at what was the Hartford Civic Center, now known as the XL Center. But this time it will be inside the WWE Thunderdome, and here we go. So, obviously, like Anthony Florio has mentioned, it is 7 matches that we will have, and it will be traditional battle, Raw versus SmackDown. We cannot predict the Battle Royale winner because we do not know who's going to be a part of the Battle Royale yet. So we don't know who it's going to be. So we're just going to wash that off, and we're going to go into the final 6. So, starting it off, let's start with the men's traditional Survivor Series matchup, 5-on-5. Team Raw, AJ Styles, Keith Lee, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Riddle. Team SmackDown, Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, Baron Corbin, Otis, and Seth Rollins. Okay, so the way this is designed, if you look at on paper, you kind of feel like maybe SmackDown might have a little advantage. Raw doesn't seem on the same page. Guys are infighting. But when it comes to survival, this is where now you got to start thinking, all right, who legitimately's got the best shot at winning? Braun Strowman is a survivor. He's won a Survivor Series match in his career. You also can say that Keith Lee is virtual unknown. Sheamus is a veteran of this. Riddle's an unknown. And AJ Styles. So, if you really think about it, body of work, you kind of have to feel like maybe SmackDown loses this match. Which would be fine if we lose. Because a lot of people believe that this might be the outcome. Raw will win it. And I believe it will be Keith Lee, Braun Strowman, and AJ Styles, your survivors. Reason why? I think the two big men are going to dominate the match. And obviously AJ correlating and whatever will probably be like, I'm the reason why that I won the match for Team Raw. So, plus he also got an insurance policy outside the ring that kind of is probably a big help as well. Even though he doesn't get involved in the matches, but you got a good insurance policy. I hate to say it, but I got Raw winning this one. God, that hurt to say. Florio, it's yours.
And you picked correctly, sir. You are absolutely correct on this one. Absolutely. The phenomenal AJ Styles, of course, his insurance policy, Big Jordan, as I call him, and I'm not sure he's going to be a difference in this one, but all kidding aside, with so much focus placed on the broken dynamics among the Raw team, it feels right for them to end up coming together in the big moment and managing to pull off a victory, especially if the team's last man standing is AJ Styles, who has desperately been trying to unify his team. Team SmackDown feels more like a collection of guys than a group that is involved in a mix of storylines. So you got 2 weak links on the team with King Corbin. I'm not really feeling Otis. I read a dirt sheet earlier in the day saying that Big E was rumored to be the 5th and final member of Team SmackDown. If it had been Big E, I would have loved SmackDown's chances. But considering they went with Otis and not Big E, you got to go with Raw here. I don't know who's going to be the survivor. Maybe it'll be AJ. I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised if AJ is a survivor or one of the survivors. So Strowman is another candidate because he has won 2 of these before, 2017 and 2018. So we'll have to wait and see. But all I know is I got Team Raw winning this match. So when it comes to the matches on this card, as long as I get at least one traditional Survivor Series match, I'm happy because this is my match. This is the match that I look the most forward to every year. And I'm hopeful that I'll get at least one. I mean, I would love to get both of them, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. But Team Raw is definitely winning this match. So there's nothing more to say on this. Michael Bullock, who do you got here? Are you gonna make it 3 for 3, or are you actually gonna go with SmackDown here?
Yeah, I'm gonna make it 3 for 3 and go with Team Raw to win this one. I mean, yeah, I just don't feel with Team SmackDown with Otis being on there. I mean, obviously with King Corbin. I mean, yes, you got Seth Rollins, but to me, I just don't see how SmackDown can win this one. I mean, I got Team Raw winning this one. So, D.D. Woodson, are we making it a clean sweep?
Yep, it's a clean sweep. Let's move on.
All right, and we're going to go into the women's Survivor Series 5-on-5. Team Raw, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Lana, Lacey Evans, Peyton Royce. Team SmackDown, Bianca Belair, The Riot Squad, Ruby Riott, and Liv Morgan, Bayley, and Natalya. Anthony, you kind of tipped your hand a little earlier. Are you definitely saying SmackDown wins, or are you gonna go with Raw on this one?
I'll tell you what. I mean, as a favor to our fans out there, it would be way too predictable if MF and I went with our respective shows on every match, and Michael Bullock and Dee Woodson had to be the impartial peacekeepers here. But no, we're not going to do that. We could, but we're not gonna. But no, we're not going to be tuning horns here. MF, you just had a "it hurts me" moment. Well, I'm about to have one of my own. As much as it hurts me to say this, I have to go with SmackDown here. I mean, there is the obvious storyline that WWE could book of Lana unable to gain the respect of any Team Raw peers, miraculously winding up as the sole survivor in this bout. While that could potentially work, honest to goodness, it's not the best booking, which is to put over the one wrestler on either team who can benefit most from this match in Bianca Belair. You can still have Lana earn a couple victories via surprising means like she's been doing on Raw, while ensuring Bianca Belair impresses throughout with numerous eliminations and potentially being the sole survivor in the end. So I think that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to say Team SmackDown wins this match, and I'm going to go on the record here. I'm going to say Bianca Belair will be one of the winners, but I don't think it's going to be just her. I wouldn't be surprised if Bayley ends up on top of this as well. So I'm going to say SmackDown wins, and Bianca Belair and Bayley are going to be the survivors for Team SmackDown. So give me SmackDown in this one. So Michael Bullock, your thoughts? Bullock, are you there?
Mike?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Women's Survivor match. Oh, now we just lost him again. I'm guessing he probably hit.
I think he hit the wrong button. All right, Dee, why don't you go ahead? Who you got?
Team SmackDown.
All right. It's pretty simple for her, and I'll agree. All right. Oh, we got Bullock back. All right, Bullock. I think we know what happened. You hit the wrong button, but go ahead. Give us who you got.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button, so I'm just gonna make this quick. This is an easy one. Team SmackDown wins this one. So, Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Well, she already went. She said SmackDown. I'm going to make it unanimous. I'm going with SmackDown as well. I'm going to say Bianca Belair and Bayley, your survivors for that matchup. I do believe that they're going to want to give the role model a moment, even though she doesn't really need it. But Bianca is going to definitely win it. So we got that going for us. So with that said, next up we got is the Battle of the Champions for the secondary belts. United States Champion Bobby Lashley versus Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn. Michael Bullock, it's yours. Who do you got?
What are we talking about?
Lashley versus Sami.
Oh, this is an easy one here. I got Bobby Lashley winning this one. This is probably another easy choice here. Sami Zayn has no chance here, so Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Definitely Bobby Lashley. So it's yours, Fletch.
I'm actually going to surprise you both. I'm going to go with Sami Zayn by cheating. He's going to pull the rabbit out of the hat. He's going to win this by various means. The reason why I'm going to say it, he's going to chicken bleep his way into the victory. He's going to make Lashley get so frustrated or something like that where either Lashley gets disqualified or Sami Zayn does the roll-up of doom, hooks the ropes, lying, cheating, stealing his way, and steal the victory from Lashley and from Monday Night Raw. That's the only way he wins this match, because stylistically, powerhouse-wise, Lashley will destroy him. But I just got this weird feeling that Booking 101, that they're going to let Sami get a big moment here, Even though it's going to be a cheap victory, but remember, this is Survivor Series. This is war. Every little victory counts in the overall tally of the night. So for me, this is going to be a highway robbery type victory, but a victory nonetheless. This is probably going to be the moment where me and Florio might disagree, but I'm going to go with Sami Zayn to steal it for SmackDown Live. So Sami wins. Anthony, it's yours.
I'm about to surprise everybody. I'm going with Sami Zayn to win this match. I think MF just nailed it. I mean, I would not be surprised if Lashley were to win, but here's the reasoning. A Lashley win makes plenty of sense, but Sami Zayn has been presented as an opportunist since returning to the ring. There are outside factors, such as retribution, that could easily get involved and set up Zayn to steal another cheap win. There's just more upside to Zayn getting a victory and taking that forward as the obnoxious heel he is than to Bobby Lashley just picking up the seemingly obvious win. And since winning the U.S. title, Lashley has done absolutely nothing with it. Though Zayn has been booked as a smart heel who has been outthinking his opponents. So that's really all there is to say. And so, yeah, I mean, as much as I would love to see Bobby Lashley, beat the snot out of Lame Duck Man, I know Michael Bullock wants to see that more than anything else. But surprisingly, I'm actually going to agree with MF on this. I'm going with Sami Zayn by nefarious means, ultimate opportunist a la Edge wouldn't surprise me. So I have to be worried about this. I got to think realistically. So surprisingly, I'm going with Sami Zayn. So nothing more to say, MF. Let's move on to the next match.
This is going to be a tough one to call, guys. The Battle of the Tag Team Champions. The New Day, representing Monday Night Raw, versus the Street Profits, representing SmackDown. Dee Woodson, this is yours. Who do you got going through? New Day or Street Profits?
Oh boy, yeah, this is tough. This is very tough. Boy. As much as I would like to say it's New Day, I guess I'm going to lean towards the Street Profits winning this one. I mean, we saw a little bit of dissension tonight between them as a 4-man tag team. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and tip the hand to the younger team, and I wouldn't be surprised if New Day wins, but yeah, I'm going with the Profits. So it's yours, Fletch.
Man, like you said, this is tough. This could go either way. This is a toss-up. This is the first toss-up of the night. This is one of those that's a 50-50 call. There's really no balance on this one. Both teams are really great. Both teams are amazing. Who needs this more? That's the key question. New Day is already established. They already had the success. Hell, Kofi Kingston went all the way to become WWE champion, guys. For the Street Profits, this would solidify them as one of the top tag teams in the world today if they win this. So, you got the greatest tag team in WWE versus a rising tag team in WWE. Could this be a passing of the torch moment if Profits win it? Absolutely. Could the New Day win it? Absolutely. This goes either way. I'm gonna say Street Profits, but I'm not 1,000% convinced on this. Profits win. Anthony, go.
I'm gonna argue for both sides here. Starting with my side, Monday Night Raw and the New Day. Either team winning here would be unsurprising, and this is a match that likely doesn't have any impact on either team long term. There's simply no other elements at play beyond the possible involvement of Big E after weeks of the Profits throwing jokes his way about their upcoming match with Big E's teammates. Big E costing the Profits the win after some minor distraction could set something up going forward on SmackDown. as far as the other side is concerned, there are cases to be made for both teams winning this match. The Profits have been talking far more crap than New Day, so they're the heel side in a sense and probably due for comeuppance. However, I cannot envision a scenario where New Day are put in this match and do not insist on putting over the younger champions. The idea of the Profits winning and continuing to nag Big E about it backstage is very enticing. But at the end of the day, if I'm going to do the evenness here, I mean, Big E possibly getting involved and costing the Profits the match, that's very enticing. I could easily go with New Day to win this match, but Street Profits though, they're the younger, they're the big new team on the block here, and I wouldn't be surprised if they pull this out. I mean, this is the toughest match to call, it really is. But at the end, I mean, the idea of Big E possibly getting involved and costing the Profits the win, that definitely is out there. So because of the experience and because they have thrived in big match environments before, I have to go with the experience, and I got to go with the New Day to win this match. But if the Profits win, I would not at all be surprised. So I'm going to take a chance to say New Day wins because of a minor distraction from Big E. So nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
Bullock? I think we lost Mike. Nope.
There you
Oh,
go.
I'm here.
All right. So the
Yeah,
tag.
I'm going with the Street Profits to win this one. I mean, look, I don't think this is going to hurt the New Day. I mean, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. I mean, they've had this success. I want to see the up and coming team take the next big step, and I think this is where the Street Profits get the biggest win of their careers by defeating a team that has held numerous tag team titles. And oh, by the way, Kofi Kingston when he was the WWE champion. So I'm going with the Street Profits. So let's move on. I think did Dee Dee Woodson go?
Yeah, she actually led all.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
she
So
led
let's
off.
move on.
All right. So next up, guys, we have is the battle of the women's champions: Asuka versus Bailey versus Sasha Banks. I'm gonna say this. Going into this, obviously, I was rooting for Sasha, but I think Carmella's gonna get involved. She's been getting involved all these number of weeks. She got involved tonight. Booking 101 would say advantage maybe SmackDown. But with everything going on, I believe Asuka's going to win the match. I think Carmella's going to interfere again, and that's going to cost Sasha the match. So I'm going to go with Monday Night Raw to win it. I got Asuka knocking off Sasha Banks, and that should bring it to a 3-3 tie going to the main event. Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, but I would have it going the other way. I agree that should shenanigans come into play, it would make all the sense in the world for Asuka to win the match. After all, Carmella has had Sasha's number the last couple of weeks and again tonight, and is poised to be the next challenger, probably at TLC. However, Sasha Banks just won the SmackDown Women's Championship in the culmination of a huge feud and is riding high into this match. Handing her a loss, even aided by distraction, would be unfortunate given the circumstances. A clean win over Asuka would be huge for Sasha Banks' profile. As far as Asuka goes, the Carmella thing, obviously, and Carmella getting involved in the match and attacking Sasha and costing her the win. That is definitely out there. That's very possible. But I wouldn't be surprised if Sasha wins this match and then Carmella gets involved after the match. So and remember what we saw tonight. Sasha got laid out. Asuka didn't do a thing. I feel booking 101 is going to rear its head here. So I am going to go, believe it or not, I am going to go with the SmackDown Women's Champion, Sasha Banks, to win this match. So I think she's due. So nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, what do you say?
Yeah, this is another tough one for me, but yeah, I'm actually going to go with Sasha Banks as well. I mean, she just won the SmackDown Women's title, and I think getting a win over Asuka would definitely help her cause. And but I do see Carmella coming out after the match and basically beating her down. So you could get a little bit of both. So with Sasha Banks winning and then Carmella basically attacking her after that. So that's how I see it going down. So there's really nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, it's yours.
I'm gonna go with Oscar winning it. Yeah, I can see Carmella somehow involved, but in the end, I still think Oscar's gonna walk away um, with the win. So it's yours, Fletch.
And it leads us to the main event of the evening. One of the most highly anticipated matches that was built up over a couple of weeks, but my goodness, did it explode. The Battle of the World Champions. The WWE Champion representing Monday Night Raw, Drew McIntyre versus the Universal Champion representing SmackDown and Roman Reigns. Anthony Florio, who do you got? The Scottish psychopath or the tribal chief in the main event?
You know I want Drew to win this. I want him to win this just as much as I wanted to see him win the WWE Championship this past Monday night on Raw when he took the title off of Randy Orton. This is the match that I strongly believe is going to tilt the scale one way or the other, and this will determine who comes out on top at the end. I certainly don't see a dominant, clean sweep like Monday Night Raw had 2 years ago, which I'm still reveling in, by the way. But and I don't think it's going to be anything like what we saw with NXT this year. By the way, NXT was supposed to be in this, but because of COVID, no, NXT can't do it. So that's why we went back to Raw versus SmackDown this year. Hopefully next year NXT will be back, and then we can get Bullock involved in the fun next year, and we can really have some fun. But for right now, the argument for Drew, I mean, with two strong champions, neither of whom benefits from a loss, you return to looking for outs that give a finish without hurting either man. McIntyre has to worry about potential involvement from Randy Orton, The Miz, and maybe even The Fiend, which sets him up with plenty of those outs. The ultimate deciding factor here will be maybe the only way I can see Drew winning this match would be a misguided attempt to help Roman by Jey Uso, continuing the story of Jey Uso doing things without the approval of the man he now serves. The argument for Roman, difficult match to book and predict. Roman Reigns should not lose this under any circumstances, given how strong he has been booked since returning to WWE as a heel. McIntyre should not lose this under any circumstances, given that he just won the WWE Championship back after dropping it to Randy Orton for less than 30 days. This is a WrestleMania or SummerSlam caliber main event with 10 days of build at Survivor Series. There are simply way more options to create avenues for Drew McIntyre to lose than Roman Reigns. So with that being said, I'm going to put this over the top here. I think I'm going to say Raw is going to win the Battle Royal. A Raw superstar will win the Battle Royal. That tilts the scales because I have Raw winning the men's traditional Survivor match, and I have the New Day winning the tag team match, the tag team champion match. And all I can say, MF, is only one other time I can remember, 2005, even though that was a best of 3, still SmackDown beat Raw thanks to Teddy Long and Team SmackDown, even though Trish got over on Melina in the women's match for Raw. But that's the only time I can recall SmackDown beating Raw in a Survivor Series. So you know what, MF? I think I've been saying this for a couple of years or so now. I think SmackDown is due, especially after that dominant beatdown that Raw gave them 2 years ago. I think the Tribal Chief puts SmackDown over the top. I think this is SmackDown's year. I think this is the year they come out on top. And I can't think of anyone better to put it over the top than the Tribal Chief and the frontline soldier of Friday Night SmackDown. So for me, as much as I want Drew to win this, and I do, and even though Roman's comment about Drew being a secondary champion really rubbed me the wrong way, considering it is the WWE Championship, the most prestigious title in all the business, a title that you once held there, big boy. But that belt is the WWE Championship. It's the flagship. That's all there is to say on that. So, but all kidding aside, I'm afraid it's going to have to be the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, who comes out on top. And I'm even going to give you a bonus prediction. I think Roman and or Jey Uso is going to beat Drew McIntyre down so badly that Miz is going to come in, cash in Money in the Bank, and steal the belt. And oh boy, would that be a sour way to end the show. But I just got this, I've got this feeling. I got this bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. It's damn near ulcer-like. And I'm getting that bad feeling. So Roman Reigns wins the match. And on top of that, Miz will cash in Money in the Bank shortly after, steal the belt. So nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, what do you think of all that? How do you follow that?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Roman Reigns as well, but yeah, I really don't see how. I really just don't see how. I don't see the Miz doing it. I mean, I just don't see it. I mean, it would be a sour way to end Survivor. Well, not quite end Survivor Series. A way to close out what would be a good match. So yeah, I mean, there's really nothing more to say. Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Yeah, I have Roman Reigns winning, so it's yours, Fletch.
This could be the match that could decide who wins the Survivor Series. This could be the one that could decide who gets the bragging rights, either Raw or SmackDown. SmackDown has never won this format of a Survivor Series. SmackDown has won 5-on-5 Survivor Series matches, but as far as like this battle of brand supremacy, they have yet to win the Survivor Series. They have yet to win this format. Raw has beaten SmackDown twice. The third time, NXT got involved, and NXT won the whole thing on both our brands. So this could be SmackDown's best chance of winning the series. But we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. So this is going to be tough. Obviously, the odds-on favorite would probably be Drew because of the momentum that he's got. But I think there's a lot of variables in this matchup that could tip the balance to SmackDown. For one, you got maybe the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. He could stick his nose where it doesn't belong. 2, we also got possibly a moment with maybe the Miz with the Money in the Bank. You never know. Money in the Bank could come in. And 3, maybe Jey Uso shows up, tries to help Roman, and that could lead a distraction. That could lead the Tribal Chief to win this. I think for the first time ever, SmackDown is going to win the Survivor Series, and I think Roman Reigns will be the reason why SmackDown goes over. But because I don't think it's going to be a clean finish. I think it's going to be by various means. But in that case, I got Roman Reigns winning it all. And if he does, well, he wins Survivor Series. All right. Now. Actually, no. We're going to wait on the Taker thing. We're going to do that on Sunday night. I was thinking about doing it tonight. No, I'm not going to pull the trigger. We'll wait for Sunday night. Then we'll do a little retrospective on Undertaker. So, we're done for tonight. Tomorrow night is NFL Saturday, hosted by Anthony Florio, as always, at 10:30 Eastern, as we're going to talk about all the great action. Week 11 of the National Football League. We got some big games this week as well, and we'll also get into the Thursday night game. A very good matchup last night, as it was the Seattle Seahawks outlasting the Arizona Cardinals. Close game too, guys. It was a real good one. We'll get into all the action, 10:30 Eastern. Come back here on Sunday night for the recap of the Survivor Series. And then we start our Thanksgiving week. Our Strictly Sports Wrestling for Thanksgiving week. Ridiculously Raw. We got a special Strictly Sports as we talk about the NBA, as we got the NBA draft. Wednesday night, it's the football feast, hosted by Anthony Florio. Yes, college football, NFL, the 3 games. Friday night, we got a very, very, very special edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk. For the first time ever, AEW, NXT, and Smackdown Live all in one show. Get ready to burn the midnight oil on that one, folks. And then NFL Saturday. So we're going to be crazy. This is going to get nuts for the next few days. So hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys love it. For Anthony Florio, for Michael Bullock, for Dee Woodson, I'm Michael Fletcher. Saying so long, everybody. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.